What's up, everybody? Hey, what's going on? Let me come down a little bit for you. Listen, I'm inside my storage facility. It's a little messy right now. I just got a new little tool. But anyway, I wanted to say welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about should you have a mentor, right? Should you have a mentor? I want to make a quick video. I had some other things I got to do, but I wanted to make a quick video on talking about why you should have a mentor. And stay tuned to the end because I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't have a mentor, right? Or we can do it vice versa. It doesn't matter to me. But I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I would like to say congratulations to my first class, the Property Preservation Blueprint class. Clap it up for these people. They are great. They're going to be great. Great people. It's like Trump. Anyway. So I had a phenomenal first class. Everybody that was with me on this first class, it was amazing. They asked a lot of questions. They asked a lot of questions. They wanted to know what they need to do to become a successful business, which direction should they go in. And there's a lot of things that we discussed over the last 4 weeks with this class. And if you're new to the channel, you haven't heard anything about the class, go to IamCharlesGibbs.com. But we just made some more entrepreneurs, and right now it's important that everyone understands, what it is to be an entrepreneur. You can go to school, learn what you should know inside of when you're starting a business, but it's different when you go into a business and you actually get into the business and you start working on your business. Like, it's a lot involved, and so many times, a lot of people quit. That's why they say the first 5 years most businesses fail, right? And one of the reasons is because you have no guidance. You have no one to help you to get through the hard points, because guess what? Every day isn't going to be easy. Every day isn't going to be smooth sailing. There's going to be hiccups, new challenges, something that you didn't foresee, and you're going to have to know how to deal with that, right? That's important to know. And if you don't first have a process in place, some structure, knowing what you should do and how to tackle that problem, you're going to struggle. And so that's where an entrepreneur mentor will come in. When I first started in my first business, where I hired people and had people on, I had doctors, nurses, therapists, counselors. I had a nice group of staff, and we had policies and procedures in place to tackle whatever the issue was, right? If it was an issue, and if it was something that wasn't in the manual, in the book, then I had my mentor that I talked to that was in the business. What would you do in this case? What would you do in that case, right? And I'm going to tell you a story about one of my mentees that's in my program right now, and what's going on with them. So there was an issue where I basically held on to an employee too long. And I went to my mentor. I said, listen, I'm having trouble with the employee. Not so much the employee, but right now I need to downsize because the company that was paying me, they may change some rules. And what ended up happening was I had to make some adjustment. And right now I had to take the least productive person and, pretty much I needed to waive them. And I was saying, should I keep them on, keep paying them? Because I know eventually that the work is going to pick up. Should I continue to pay them? And I went to my mentor, and my mentor told me, listen, get rid of them as soon as possible. So he was like, guess what? They're gonna be mad at you today. If you waited 1 week and paid them, they're not gonna care that you paid them for 3 months and they wasn't doing much work. They're gonna look at it as an insult, right? So what ended up happening after I had talked to him about 8 weeks after I had held on to this person, right? So I'm nothing really trying to find stuff for them to do around the office and stuff like that, but it wasn't much work. So I ended up letting them go, say, listen, if things change, I'll bring you back. And you know what? This person was so upset with me that I didn't keep them on. And I was just like, listen, I kept you for far longer than I possibly can. You see that there wasn't any work. I did everything possible to make this person happy. And what I understood was what my mentor said, like after week 7, get rid of them, right? He said, you should have been got rid of them, let them go. Because guess what? That person hates me or is upset with me just as well as I gave them 8 weeks of pay when they didn't do anything, compared to if I let them go the week after I looked at my numbers and saw this wasn't going to work, right? So having a mentor could have saved me thousands of dollars. Listening to my mentor earlier would have saved me thousands of dollars if I took that problem to him and said, hey, what do I do in this case? I waited 8 weeks, 7 weeks, and then the 8th week I got rid of that person. And guess what? The person that he was, just like they said, the person was still upset with me because I didn't keep them on longer. They wanted to continue to get free money for doing nothing. And guess what? I still end up losing thousands of dollars. Guess what? All I had to do, if I would have took that to my mentor earlier, I would have made myself happy, because guess what? At the end of the day, I wouldn't have been paying thousands of dollars. Person still would have been mad, so she would have still had the same outcome. So I said that to say, having that someone to talk to, that mentor to talk to help you through the process makes things really simple and easy. I should have took that problem earlier, and then I would have saved $1,000. That's the moral of the story, right? So here's the thing. Should you have a mentor? Yes. But there's some people that say you don't have to have one. And I understand. You can learn on your own. People that don't spend money, guess what? They have a lot more time. They don't have any money. They can spend a lot more time on researching. But if you want to progress yourself and move faster through something, then you probably should have a mentor. And that's what my students have done. I've given them everything, all of my knowledge in the property preservation on what they should and shouldn't do, how to handle situations, how to progress. Now, there are things that they're going to learn on their own, but even if they get stuck, guess who they can contact? Either myself or someone in the group. Just a few days ago, last week, or a couple of weeks ago, in the course, someone was having trouble with the application. There was a document that was needed. One of the other persons said, well, why don't you try this to show you have proof of your business, right? And it was just so great to see that one student was helping another student. So guess what? Now I'm the mentor, but the mentees are helping each other so they can grow. Because guess what? At the end of the day, we all trying to grow. We all trying to learn how to do something a little bit better. There's something I can learn from you. There's something you can learn from me. And so having that mentor helps to set up that structure to help you to understand. Uh-oh, my light went out. All right. So we're back. So I had the light go out because it's on a timer. But anyway, having that mentor that can help guide you in the right direction makes things a lot simpler, a lot easier for you. And the people that go to my course, guess what? It's laid out detailed. It's not like when I get on YouTube. A lot of times I come on here and I'm just off the cuff. I'm not scripted. I'm just telling you guys what's going on with me. It's a little bit different. You go through step by step what you should do, from how you start the process, your application, all the way through how do you expound upon your business, and not only in property preservation, but what other things you can do inside of property preservation, right? So that's kind of, I've been teaching my students, property preservation is one thing, but how can I get a business outside of property preservation and have these two work together so that I can grow an even larger business where I'm getting money outside the private industry and I can get money from the bank, So how can I have those two services and grow them together at the same time? Why shouldn't you get a mentor, right? So if you know how to do everything, you just so special that you know everything, then maybe you don't need it. You don't need a mentor, because you know everything. But, a lot of people get stuck, and then what ends up happening is they give up, or they hear somebody say, that don't know much about business and tell them how to run a business. Like, don't listen to the people that don't have an idea or have a clue. At the end of the day, some people don't want to see you progress and see you move ahead. So they try everything possible to hold you back, right? So you can stay on their level. They don't want you to grow too fast, because guess what? Then you leave them. That's what they feel, because they have their insecurities. So you don't need people around you telling you those kind of things that can't happen, or don't worry about that this won't work, that won't work. You got to believe, and you got to have a mentor sometimes to tell you, hey, you can do it. All you got to do is just make this one adjustment. Sometimes you just don't see it because you're in it, right? So having somebody that's outside, that's been where you are, can help guide you in a direction to make it simpler and easy for you to move ahead. One of my mentees that's in my program, they applied to be in property preservation, right? And I'm going to show you how having a mentor works, right? In Rhode Island, it was they signed up for one of these companies that I recommended, and what ended up happening was they got put in the REO side. And see, a lot of times what companies will do, they'll put you in the REO side to make you prove yourself. And sometimes there's not room, so they have to start you here and wait for some other company to screw up or something like that, right? So they got put in REO. Now there's a little price difference in REO, but as far as work, right? They don't give you the same work as property preservation. Prices are kind of similar, but you don't get as much work as you do in property preservation. Okay, so what ended up happening was they put her in REO. So she said she got put in REO. I said, okay, don't worry about it. You know, she had a cleaning service outside of property preservation, right? So that's great because now she can have her property preservation on the REO side doing maid services and cleanups, and then she also can have her home cleaning service where she clean homes and do commercial buildings, right? So she put those two together. Now she's making twice as much money from this program, from her private money that she's getting from, you know, regular households, and then money that she's getting from the bank. She's putting it together. Now she's building an even larger business. And that's part of what I teach. So what ended up happening was she got an REO side. So I made a phone call, and one of the people that kind of manages this area, the area that she's in, I talked to him and said, do you know such and such? I don't want to give their name because I don't know if they wanted you guys to know what's going on. And maybe if my mentees want to come in and talk about the course or talk about what they're going through, that'd be great. But right now, I'm not going to give her name. But for the most part, I made a phone call and I said, do you know this person? I asked first, I said, how was the work in property preservation in Rhode Island? And he said, well, it's all right. I said, well, listen, I got someone that I'm training, and I think it'll be good out there if you have any room. Do you have any room? She's in the REO side. He said, oh, you talking about such and such? Yeah, she told me that she knew you. Yeah, so what happened is we got this one company, so forth and so forth. I don't want to give all the information out because it's confidential, but what ended up happening was she's about to now be in REO and property preservation. So she's about to get pretty much double the work in that area. So that's the difference with having a mentor compared to not having a mentor. So if I didn't call on her behalf, she probably would still be in REO, right? No one will be fighting for her. Say, oh, you know that person? And then he said, well, you're pretty popular these days. What's going on? You know, because he said he has someone else in Pennsylvania that said they knew me and stuff like that. So people are now, because of, you know, the people that I'm recommending, they're getting put in places because they have someone that's in the business, you know, because this doesn't happen that often where people are showing people the direction and they can use their name because their name means something, because they have a quality name, they're doing things the right way. So if it's someone's coming to me that I can trust to say, hey, they do everything right, and if they suggest this person, guess what? I'm gonna trust them. And that's what's happening with people that get in my course. They understand that, you know, you're not only learning what you need to learn, but you learn how to do things the right way. And guess what? Now you can get a recommendation that can help grow you to push you to the right path, right? So that's why it's super important. As you can see, smoke's coming out my mouth. It's pretty cold out here, but I wanted to make sure I talked to you guys. I previously made a video about this, but I didn't like it. I wanted to give you guys some more, just some more information about what's going on, you know, because I believe having a mentor helps save you time, and time is the most important thing. Yeah, you're going to spend some money, but guess what? You're going to spend even more trying to figure it out on your own, because guess what? You're going to spend more time getting it wrong, and then guess what? You may not be in the business after a while because, you know, you just don't have enough, you know. So one of my mentors encouraged me to get back into this, you know, and I'm happy for it, you know. So not having a mentor, you don't need one if you don't want one. If you want to stay in the same position, the same place you are, you know, don't try to get better, don't try to learn, you know, don't try to find someone to help you. And guess what? You'll be in the same place you were several years, you know, this time 2 years from now, you know, still trying to learn. You know, and there's things you can learn on your own. Don't get me wrong. There's things you can learn. There's exceptions to the rule. But for the majority, most people go to school so they can learn how to become better. You know, so there's no difference. A lot of times you go to school, college, and those teachers teach every year. You know, they teach a business class and never had owned a business. Why would you trust that? It's good to learn the theory, but then there's things that you have to do outside theory, which is actually working on your business, working in your business to make it grow and make it better. So you need to talk with someone that can help you to do that. And it doesn't have to be me. It can be anybody you know that has a business. Try to find a way to get their attention, prove yourself that you want it, you know, not just talking about it. You know, you can't expect someone to give their time to you and you're not giving anything back. You know, you don't even have they got to encourage you to come out and do something. They got to encourage you to come to a job site. They got to that's not how it works. You're not ready to be an entrepreneur if somebody got to encourage you. Because what most people don't tell you about being an entrepreneur, you got to work harder than anybody, especially in the beginning. Because guess what? People don't treat your business like you want it to be treated because it's not theirs. So no one's ever going to have more love for the business than you. They shouldn't. They shouldn't, because it's your business. So it's important that you learn how to do everything. And as you grow your business, then you can work less in it. You can work on it. So now you can put people in places of, so if you need a marketing person, you person in marketing. If you need someone to be your office manager, you can have someone be your office manager. If you need someone outside in the field working, you can have the field workers. So as you continue to grow your business, you start to replace yourself in those different areas. Change your hat. Now you're not working in the field. Now you're not doing office work. You have someone to replace that. And that's important, because you want to continue to create, not just be a solopreneur, but be an entrepreneur where you're actually hiring other people to work in your business, right? So there's a lot more we can talk about, guys. Make sure you drop a comment and give a like button to all my graduates, to the first class of the Blueprint Property Preservation. You can clap your hands for them by hitting the like button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until the next time, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I see you.